boy, if I have my eyes wide open, it's because of what's transpired over the past 2, 3 days, especially having heard the news of Rohit Sharma, a modern day legend, retiring from Tests. Of course, he did retire from T20s just last year after lifting that World Cup. But the most significant one is what we've heard just earlier today, and that's with Virat Kohli, the legend, the modern day batting wizard, someone who redefined Test cricket, finally hanging his boots in Test cricket. So we won't be seeing him in the whites anymore. And I'm still wondering why he isn't continuing, because he just has another 700 runs to go to make 10,000. But then we respect the decision of a legend like Virat Kohli for all that he's given to Indian cricket. With me to discuss this, with me to discuss Roko's exit from Test cricket is Saru. I know Saru's been a fan of both of them for many years. Saru, your first impressions of Roko saying bye-bye together once again?
Yeah, if someone told me with all this that's happening in the cricket world, the last thing that you would have expected is to hear a retirement, especially from Virat Kohli. I think you sort of saw it coming for Rohit Sharma, especially with the way that last test went, but not with Kohli. But again, I think a player when he or she decides to hang their boots knows best why they're taking the decision. So I just wish him all the happiness and a wonderful preparation ground for the one day World Cup in 2027.
Yes. I think they've also, I don't know, and this is mere speculations.
They spoke to each other and decided this.
They've spoken together saying that, देखो भाई, 2 साल है, ODI पे focus करते हैं, because I think they're hell-bent on getting that 2027 World Cup together. Makes sense. I know the T20 game was not suiting them. We saw that last year with the T20 World Cup. Still surprised with Virat saying bye-bye to Test cricket, because if there was someone who could have made 10,000 runs from the current crop of legends, it was Kohli. But looks like he's not chasing runs. Looks like he is perfectly fine being in that 9,000 club. And maybe, and you would like to agree, that giving 100% across 3 formats can take a toll on your body, and he's not young anymore.
Yeah. And I think, like I was saying, we are as a nation a little hard on our heroes. So there have been multiple occasions, especially in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, when people were questioning the way he was getting out.
Correct.
And given that the World Cup is in 2027, like you said, it's not easy for even a Virat Kohli with his level of fitness to continue playing all the 3 formats, and given the pressures of performance that are expected, especially in a country like India.
Absolutely. I think Virat, when he started out, of course, he was very, very boyish. He had that flamboyance. Then I think as he saw the earlier legends retire, he sort of took up the reins of becoming a very good batsman in Test cricket. Mind you, and I don't know, I might get a lot of flack for this, a lot of his technique isn't very perfect for the oldest format of the game, that's Test cricket. But he's made use of, I think that's where a lot of people say that talent can triumph sometimes all your weaknesses, and consistent hard work. So that's what we see. And let's also not forget, there were some freakish years in between, especially 2015 to 2017, 2018, where he just came into the Test arena, or rather, he walked into the field and used to make daddy hundreds. I remember a specific few years where double centuries were made for fun, and winning home Test matches were a piece of cake. He just threw the ball to Ash delivered. He threw the ball to Jaddu delivered. When he had an opportunity, he just went on making centuries with everyone around him. So I think for him to reach 9,000, he will give a lot of credit to those 3-4 years where 1,000 runs were made as a joke.
Yeah, it's interesting you talk about his technique. Yeah, the one thing that you cannot take away from Kohli is how he made fitness the mantra
Yes.
of
Yes.
of just who he is.
Yeah.
Uh, there have been multiple cricketers, but I think nobody has really brought fitness to the fore like the way he did. Uh,
Absolutely.
and I think given that he was himself not a natural athlete, if you look at him even during the World Cup 2011, 2012,
Yeah.
he was not really in the best of shape. And also the diet, he would talk a lot about how he would eat, not really watching his diet, but from there to work on his diet and to work on his fitness, and pretty much not just cricketers, I think world over every athlete looks up to him for the way he's used fitness to just completely transform his game. And
Yes.
I, for one, do not ever remember that Kohli has probably ever missed a match because of a niggle, maybe an injury
Yeah.
in the net that can happen to anybody. But they also say that about Adam Gilchrist. I think that he's never
Yes.
matched because of an injury, and that's
Injury
just
list.
fantastic. I think
Oh, that's
it's
fantastic.
even teenagers, even 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds in India, I think look up to him for his fitness. I'm sure multiple gyms have gotten memberships because of Virat Kohli. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's like the unofficial ambassador for a lot of gyms across the country. So, I think kudos to Kohli for actually putting this word fitness regime into a lot of our mouths, really, because we always knew fitness was necessary, but fitness regime over a decade and a half, maybe, probably. I think he played Test cricket for 14 years. For him to do that regularly, come in, day out, eat boiled. That's, I think, somewhere I watched a documentary which said that he only ate boiled food for a decade. I'm like, that is amazing. Here we can't do it for 10 days, and here is someone who's done it for over a decade. So I think that's brilliance personified. Number two, I think, or rather, if I go by stats, one of the most successful Test captains for India,
Yeah.
40 out of 68, if my
40 or
numbers,
50.
40 out of 68, my numbers serve me right. So that itself is a feat unparalleled, because we always thought MS Dhoni was a talisman, but
Yeah.
here is someone who brought out the best from, surprise surprise, fast bowlers, Indian fast bowlers, able
Fast.
to take 20 wickets in seaming conditions in England and bouncy tracks in Australia. So that was something we had not heard. We had seen glimpses of that in the Dhoni era, in the Saurav Ganguly era, but to see that consistently, I think he's done a great service as a captain too.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it was what, 2016 to probably 21 that India was on the top of the ICC rankings. That's all credit to, again, Kohli, and a lot of
To
people.
him, yeah, 100%. I think the only pain would be not lifting that mace in 2021, the WTC one. I think that's Kohli has spoken many times about it, because the amount of respect he has for Test cricket. So not being
Yeah,
able to lift that mace after having a brilliant year post COVID and pre COVID, that'll be and the only regret he might have in Test cricket, or else he's achieved everything else. I saw a
yeah,
couple of tweets by the great man Sachin Tendulkar himself. So he spoke about him at length. I saw a reaction by Kevin Peterson's with all
yeah,
emojis saying what. So
yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think Peterson wanted Kohli to continue for at least 2 3 years more.
Yeah, a lot of them, I would think. I think so.
No,
On the other,
he could have. He could have. There's no doubt.
yeah, I think on the other hand, Rohit Sharma probably did not have it as easily as as rather Virat had. If you see, he sort of started batting as a lower middle order batsman, then made his way to the top, and then some of his batting partnerships with recently with Gill, and of course that lovely era with Shikhar Dhawan.
Yeah.
Rohit and Dhawan.
Yeah, we tend to forget Shikhar Dhawan because Shikhar Dhawan was probably an unsung hero in a lot of those test wins at home and maybe even away. And that classic partnership with Dhawan and Rohit at the top. I think if my memory serves me right, Rohit started off with a bang in Test cricket, sort of tapered away because of a lot of factors. But his second innings, or rather his homecoming after becoming an opener, stuff of legends, man. I think the numbers don't really do justice to the impact that he's had on Test cricket, because no one would look at 60 odd matches and 43 odd runs as pure brilliance, and they might consider it someone who's got the goods to play Test cricket. But let's look at that from an impact, because of those 4,000 runs, I think, yeah, 4,300 runs, close to 31, 32 hundred runs have come as an opener, perhaps. And but the impact that it had since that 20 since let's say 2016, 2017, where he got the opportunity, I think kudos for him to making it his position, and never really letting it go, barring the last 6 months where things looked out of sorts.
Yeah, especially with his, in stark contrast, his flamboyant style of batting.
Yes. Yeah, but two distinct paths they've taken. Of course, Kohli was captain for the longest period, so he called the shots. He had the fierceness within him. It was shown. It rubbed off to the players as well. But a lot of those players also performed very well under Rohit's captaincy. He gave
Yeah,
them this space. I think the most important thing that he used to call everyone garden ke bache. So it's because he gave everyone this space, and a lot of the current crop look up to Kohli for sure, look up to Rohit for as a friend, confidant, etc. Just because of his easygoing nature. So that's, like I
yeah,
said, two contrasting players, one extremely fierce, one extremely laid back, but
yeah.
both delivering the goods when needed and both having probably the same impact. Maybe you can tip the scale a little bit more towards Kohli, but impact was pure brilliance.
And both deciding to leave the game around the same time.
Yeah, I think they've been thinking of that since 2024. So it was
Yeah.
like पहले वर्ल्ड T20 जीतेंगे, फिर
Hmm.
चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी जीतेंगे,
Yeah.
then we'll exit, and probably the same, and I mean, God willing, the same thing will happen in 2027.
2027.
Fingers
I think
crossed.
I think it's sort of, obviously, it kind of hit both of them when we lost that final so closely.
Yeah, it
The
will.
one.
Uh, if you were, I think if they were ever to write their epitaph, they will say we were so close yet so far
So far.
in 2023. So that was a tough one for them. But
Yeah.
the best part is they brought a little more. I mean, they sort of embalmed us with those two trophies that they bought in the space of 8 months.
Yeah.
But the greedy spectator in us wants one more World Cup trophy. May
One more
that be
World
in South Africa and Namibia.
Yeah, one more World Cup trophy, and yeah, one more Test championship, but that will be, of course, minus the
That'll
road
be
to.
minus both of them. The Test Championship. I mean, now moving aside these two legends, I I, I have a little bit of a worry for the T20 for the Test cricket format, because Yashasvi seems solid at the top. Gill has a little bit tapered off
Hmm.
over the past year. Uh,
Especially
who will,
overseas.
yeah, yeah, and who will take up the reins is something that even probably right now the prime minister doesn't know, because it's under wraps so much. But a lot of speculation of Gill, Bumrah, etc. But
Yeah, yeah. Looking back, I know we need to move forward, but I always felt that somebody like an Ajinkya Rahane would have been a
yeah, he's
perfect
off the reckoning. He's
captain to
off the
take.
reckoning for
Yeah.
some reason.
Around that time, probably with Rohit still at the helm of the affairs,
Correct,
with
correct.
Ajinkya Rahane probably carrying on for another 2 3 years, and then even a couple of years with then giving it to Gill,
Yeah.
would have been nice. But yeah, my candidate right now is KL Rahul. I
Uh, I would have said yes a couple of years ago, but he's also on the wrong, he's approaching the wrong side of 30s. And I have this feeling that BCCI always looks, whenever they have this change of baton, they look at captains who are in their mid or just about mid 20s. I
Hmm.
have, so that's the only reason I feel KL could lose out. Or
Yeah.
else KL is another one of those unsung heroes. Whenever you need him, this man can walk on glass for you. He can. He's that sort of player. You play him at number one, you play him at number eight. He will do it. So
Yeah.
maybe just for that, he can be a good candidate. But the other candidates look like Bumrah. But I think workload management seems to be one of Bumrah's continuous concerns because of that jerky action.
Yeah, but it'll just be a sticky situation for BCCI if Bumrah wants captaincy, then it
Yeah, and
can
it's
get
not
tricky,
given to him. Yeah, that's
and
true.
it's not given to him. So that's one scenario. I would still back someone like KL Rahul, to probably even if it's a couple of years, and then have Gill as the vice captain.
Yeah,
Uh,
maybe. Yeah,
sort of
that's a good
hold.
way. Yeah, we were talking about grooming a few days ago, but yeah, maybe we groom a Gill for the rigors of Test cricket. But let's also look at it in this way: how much Test cricket are we playing anymore?
Yeah,
That's what's. I
yeah.
mean,
So,
it's very unfortunate, or rather, it's maybe not making a lot of money. But what I've been hearing is only the top boards will be playing a lot of cricket
hmm.
come the new cycles, and it will be very focused on those who get revenue from the boards and from a lot of television rights. So we do see. I just don't want to say this because I have old people in my family who swear by Test cricket, but looks like those five-match series will be reserved for India, England, Australia,
Yeah,
England. That's about it. The others will play a three-match Test series, maybe a two-match Test series, just to honor the format, or
format.
else it's
Yeah.
ODIs, T20s, and I don't know if you know this. There's a new kid in the block called T10. So I just hope we don't reach a situation where we just have to toss and someone wins the game. But
Yeah.
yes, so that's how things are moving in the
That's the thing.
2020s.
I mean, in these times of T10 and super over and impact player, somebody like Kohli really made you, rather took you back to Test
Absolutely.
cricket, made you just.
There was a connect. There was a connect that here is someone who can play 90-95 overs in a day and give his extreme best. And here is someone who can play 20-40 overs and give his best and intensify the game through his great batting. Both rather, even let me also not miss mentioning Rohit, because Rohit is also an equally good T20 batsman.
Yeah, yeah,
So surprised that they've let go. Of course, maybe not really surprised that Rohit wanted to exit. Kohli's is a big surprise. But then this will be news for a very long time. And I'm sure a lot of Hindi TV anchors will be saying, 10,000 kyun nahi?
yeah. I know 9,230 runs.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
nothing. I mean, I was surprised when I saw it on Twitter. I'm like, you just have 700 runs, which you can make in 6 months' time. I mean, come on, he can't. He
yeah,
just needs three, 4 more, six quality months, and he'll do that. But
which sounds extreme,
maybe,
but he had
yeah.
his very strong reasons to retire.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean,
More hard, I guess.
he's approaching. He's got what, three years to hit 40. He's starting a new family, and maybe there's one more thing. Maybe modern day legends don't chase such records.
Yeah. I know, and Gill, honestly, just coming back to Gill, I think one of the things for Gill, probably which is in his favor, is that it can be a young, it will, in all likelihood, be a young team with Yashasvi. Yeah, just a question of time when Siraj and Shami will not be in the scheme of
Yeah,
things.
of course.
Probably, with a young team, Harshit Rana, a young captain, that's something which can also work out well. But my only concern is that he needs to keep his spot as a player, because first
Yeah,
you need,
that's true. That's true.
you need to play. So I think that will be a little bit
He
of
needs
a.
to play for sure because, of course, if he's made captain, that sort of solves his issue for 2 years. But if he
Yeah,
doesn't, I mean, if he's made VC or vice captain, Oh, he'll have to play because there are people waiting in the ranks for an opportunity. You
Yeah.
have the Sudarshans of the world. You have the apparently even Patidar is a very good candidate. You have Dhruv Jurel, and
Dhruv Jurel.
you have someone who's played in this format and is raring to go, but just because he's plump, they don't give him a chance, and that is Sarfraz.
Sarfaraz.
Sarfraz.
Yeah, where is
And
he?
there is Sarfraz, he's just not in the scheme of things. And yes, I think we're forgetting two war horses who have an outside chance, and that is Karun Nair because of the year he had, and someone who's still in England, Cheteshwar Pujara.
Pujara. Yeah, yeah.
So if
So
they have this opportunity, we might see a very good innings, very good test match series. But now it depends on the selectors.
yeah, so I'm sure there will be an announcement very soon,
Very
right?
soon, yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I think we'll be seeing a lot of Kohli anyways because these days he spends a lot of time in England and the
Virat.
UK. Yeah, so we'll be seeing a lot of Kohli. Not very sure about Rohit, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
good
there
to
was
see that he's still
a
England.
lot of talk about how he's not gotten this on ground farewell. But I think from here on, if the IPL manages to resume, I think
Yeah.
every RCB match is going to be a
Every
farewell.
RCB match will be some sort of it'll be a connector to a farewell. Right, you're right. That's correct.
Yeah,
But
and
great
both,
service.
both I think for and considering Mumbai is also in the run for the
Yeah,
playoffs,
true, true, true.
I think every Mumbai match, every RCB match, and you never know. Somehow, I just feel that Rohit Sharma is going to, go into that next gear and get going for Mumbai.
Yeah,
It-
I think this year for sure. I think 2025 they didn't start well, but now they looks like they're in the scheme of things for the IPL at least playoffs. So
yeah.
we might look forward to fifth gear nitro boost by Rohit Sharma. Kohli is also pretty much there, but it'll all boil down to the battle of nerves. Which legend is able to battle the nerves?
So an RCB Mumbai final
Ah,
will be like the perfect farewell for both of them. I would think.
RCB
Not
Mumbai final played at a net neutral venue, unfortunately, but yeah, that's how it is.
yeah, 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 yeah. So.
Super.
Wishing them both the best. I think they've given so many wonderful moments to so many cricket fans, even to many people who do not even probably understand cricket, just from a television point of view, just pure entertainment.
Entertainment,
Uh,
right.
Big heroes. Yeah,
Big heroes. I'm not very sure if we'll hear them in the commentary box very soon, but yeah, probably 2027. Uh, but I wish them great luck in their second innings, and kudos to Ritika and Anushka. I think they've been able partners for such legends. It's not easy sometimes to be traveling 200, 300 days a year. So, and we tend to forget that there are also people who need families, who need support. So you'll be seeing. So congratulations, Anushka and Ritika. You'll be seeing more of your respective husbands now, so you can take them on to daddy duties henceforth.
yeah, yeah. So a lot of us are going to be missing the chirpiness, the flamboyance of Rohit Sharma,
Yeah, yeah,
the
that's it.
aggressiveness,
Nothing
the
of this and nothing about the garden. We won't be hearing a lot of this. But
yeah.
yeah, that's how it is.
Two legends. The next test match is going to be very different for India without both of them in the scheme of things. But yeah, that's how it is. The game goes on, and wish them the best.
Game goes on, and we'll be seeing a lot of our new boys in those spicy seaming wickets in England. So all the best to them.
Yeah. On that note, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to Gully Talk. And yes, this is a super special episode on Roko. So please
Yeah.
leave your comments and hope you had a good time. Take care and stay safe.
Parting words: legends never retire.